Hi.
How's that? Good. This is a question about thinking as addiction, which I heard you speak about, I think, earlier this month.
Yeah, a few weeks ago.
Right. And that really rang true for me. I think I'm a thought addict. I'm here to say I am a thought addict. And it's so easy for me to drop. That's what I think a trance is a thought addict. I mean, I feel like that those two things go together. And, I feel pretty aware this weekend, and I'm very inspired today, but I know how easy it is to drop into trance for me. It's so easy. It takes almost nothing. It takes like coming home and not getting the message on my answering machine that I wanted. That's really how it goes with me. And then
look forward to it.
I can't
look
stand
forward
it.
to going home and not getting the message you wanted.
I can't do that. It's not true. I don't look forward to it. I don't look forward to it.
Okay, so tell me a message that you wouldn't want to get.
No, I mean, I want people calling me with friendly messages.
With friendly messages?
Yeah.
Hi, just wanted to say I love you.
Right, exactly, right.
All is well with the world.
That's what I want.
Yeah.
No, it's just an example. I mean, there's lots of examples.
I understand.
But, the question, I guess, would be, can a dysfunctional ego like that really wake up? No, I don't think so.
Well, dysfunctional or functional, egos don't wake up. That's what consciousness wakes up from, is ego, functional or dysfunctional.
It's just that I am that ego so much of the time. That's what's so discouraging about it.
You just think you're that ego much of the time. I understand, right? That you think you're that ego. And imagine yourself to be that ego. The one who hopes she gets a nice phone call when you get home. Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And that ego says, that's what I want. I know we're just focusing on this one sort of small thing, but since that's, what's here. But when you really look at it, you got to work with what you have, the material of your life, right? That's the material you have. That's the grist for your meal. That's your gift. So I'd love to have a nice message when I get home. Part of you would say that, but that's a trance state. Because it dismisses this whole other side. It's wanting to have a good message when I get home. Can you see the pain of that?
Yes, that's just it. And that's what you were saying earlier this month, is how much suffering is involved with that.
Yes.
And I'm so aware of that, but it feels like a dead end. Like, okay, I get it. I'm thinking all the time. I'm suffering. And, I'm powerless is what it feels like. Yeah.
I'm thinking, I'm powerless. So there is thinking, there is powerlessness. You're identifying with your thinking and your powerlessness. Those are happening. Thinking happens, the experience of powerlessness. What are you? A thought is a thought. You see the thought. Powerlessness is a feeling or an emotion. You see the emotion, you see the powerlessness. What are you that sees the thought, that feels the powerlessness? What are you?
Well, now I know what I am. Right this moment I do.
This moment is all you've got.
Yeah, okay.
See, in other words, the antidote for tomorrow is how deeply you realize right now. Otherwise, you're in time. You're in the mind going, what can I carry with me into tomorrow to make sure everything works out good? That means we're back in the mind, back in ego, back in time. There's no hope there. It never actually works out. You ever notice?
Yeah.
Right. Tomorrow, what happens tomorrow is predicated on how clearly and deeply you see right now. And the mind will even use, but what about tomorrow? What about my phone? What about, as a means to not pay attention now? You see? Because that's what it's predicated on. You see deep enough now, it won't matter what someone says on the message. It'll be okay,
Okay. Thank you for that.
Yeah. Can you feel inside the very deepest place within you that what you would want is for people to be as they actually are, more than as you'd want them to be? That place inside that would simply want everyone to be as they are, more than as you'd want them to be. That you'd actually want that.
Oh, I've never heard that before.
Because there is that within you that would actually, that's an act of, it's not a spiritual thing or a holy thing. It's to touch that place in you that actually would want, would desire, given the choice, would want people to be as they are rather than wanting them to be as you'd want them to be. Can you feel you feel it inside?
Yeah, I can when you're saying that. Yeah.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
And that's the only place where you're free, isn't it? Because you better bet they will be as they are.
And that includes how they act towards me, like whether they call me or not, or whatever it is I'm worried about.
Bless their hearts.
Yeah.
Would you want them to call you if they have something better to do? In your hearts, right? I know in the mind and the exterior self, but deep down, would you actually want them to deprive themselves of a nice moment? You see what I mean?
I do, yeah.
Okay.
That's radical.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
All right.
I remember reading one of my favorite guys to read, which was Anthony DeMello, a Jesuit priest, and a very awake Jesuit priest, sadly no longer with us, but someone was talking to him about communication, and he said, look, when someone calls me up to go out to the movie, if I don't want to go out, I say, I don't want to go out. And if they say why, I say, because I got something better to do. Because it's true. I've got something better to do. Otherwise, I'd go out. And if they call me and they say, do you want to go out to, and I ask them, do you want to go out to a movie? And they say no. He says, I'm glad for them. That means they've actually got something better to do than go to a movie with me. And I would think it would be great if they'd go to a movie with me, but they've got something even better in mind. And the true heart would want them to do that. Now, I'm not suggesting that everyone go around doing that in their life. It'd be interesting. I mean, I don't know how many of your friends and neighbors could take it without flipping out, but, why don't you want to do that with me? Well, I basically got something better to do. But it's true, isn't it? Isn't it amazing how we human beings, just so few of us can handle truth? Right? It's okay if I've got something better to do, but it's not okay if you do. But the true heart would be wonderful. You got something better to do. Lucky for you. What a wonderful thing. You see what I mean? But we're in this insanity where that's not okay. And then we're in this trance where we would actually want people to sacrifice their happiness for us. And we think that's love. Is it right? I know you love me because you'll sacrifice your happiness for me. That's not love, is it? That's ridiculous nonsense. A true lover would not want their beloved to sacrifice their happiness for them. A true lover has this feeling, I do not want you to sacrifice your happiness for me. That's a true lover. Not for a moment, not for a day, not for a week, not for a month. Why, if I'm really a lover, would I want you to sacrifice what's better for you? But it's very simple, isn't it? It's very obvious. But in our culture, it sounds so radical because in our culture so deeply entranced in sleep, that we lose our heart. We lose the heart that actually celebrates the happiness of other beings. Where we've lost track of often that's what we like, that's what we love, that's what makes us feel good is that other people feel good. That's nice. When we're dreaming, we think what makes me feel good is when you do what I want you to do, instead of what makes you happy. So it might be a different way of looking at the answering machine.